Do you want to write a picture book? One that lambasts electric toys? Hi everyone, I'm Jacob, I'm the CowHatLibrarian, and this was an interesting one. I stumbled onto it because I'd heard that Josh Gad had written a picture book. And if that name sounds familiar, it's probably because Josh Gad did the voice acting for Olaf in the movies Frozen and Frozen 2. Anyway, Josh had written a picture book, and it is PictureFace Lizzy, and he had some help through the illustrating talents of Marta, Kissi. As the story starts, Eve has a pretty good life. She's got family and friends and clothes and hobbies, but her life is missing one thing: a PictureFace Lizzy, the new hotness, the electronic toy to end all electronic toys that combines a toy and a cell phone and ancillary apps. And her parents do the parent thing, and the thing that I would do too, honestly, and remind her of all the things that she has that she likes to do, and that she might want this other thing, but she's really not missing out on that much when her life is already so full. But when her friends go to hang out in a neighborhood, they want to take pictures and poses with their PictureFace Lizzy, and at school they talk about the latest apps on their PictureFace Lizzys, and even in her dance class, they do dances to music from PictureFace Lizzys that she's not familiar with. And she's had enough, and she pulls a move familiar to all of us, either things we've done ourselves or because we watched it in movies like Turning Red. Making a presentation to mom and dad about why a PictureFace Lizzy is the thing to do, the thing to get Eve. Because it has all sorts of pros, and the only con of getting her one is that she may never stop hugging her parents. Well, like so many of us would, honestly. They give in. And she gets a PictureFace Lizzy, and she does all the things in the world with it, and hangs out with her friends and do the PictureFace Lizzy thing. But when the battery runs out, well, she suggests other stuff to do, like playing with cats at a pet store. And when she gets bored of the songs and dances, she makes up her own thing. And she tells her friends about a cool trip that her family took. And ends up having lots and lots of fun doing the same thing she did before that didn't involve this toy. And eventually realizes that, hey, her life is pretty darn good. But she does note that she hears they're releasing new Liz eyes, which are AR glasses that allow you to see what Lizzy sees. Nah, I'm good. It was good. It wasn't great. The story is fine. We've been there, we've done that. There are countless stories about kids who need the new hotness, need the new thing. I really like the book New Hat that was recommended to me by my mom, who previously worked at a bookstore, and who got a copy of it for my kids. If you're looking for something better on the topic, it's a theme that's been done before, and it's done fine here. The PictureFace Lizzy itself, it was hard to tell if Gad intended it as a toy or as a phone or as some unholy combination of the two. The way it's written, it comes across as just the new hot electronic toy, the fad of the year, the current Furby or Tamagotchi or Tickle Me Elmo that just happens to act a lot like a phone. The thing is, the way Gad outlines it, the way Eve describes it, it comes across as a phone in doll form, essentially. And if that's the case, there's always new apps, always new videos to watch, and so on. And so when I read it to my kids, my 7-year-old kept asking, well, but what is it? But what is it? But what is it? And that wasn't perfectly clear. And I sort of had to give my best explanation of it. But the idea of her getting this new thing and getting bored with it and going back to her old stuff, that falls more in the toy category than the phone category. And so, yeah, it ended up coming across as, don't chase the new fads because you'll enjoy your old stuff in the end. And ended up not being a message about phone usage and device usage and stuff, even though it might have been trying to go that way. I'm not really sure. Would this book have felt the same if it was written about a Furby or a Tickle Me Elmo or a Tamagotchi? And honestly, the answer is that it probably would. So maybe that's where it falls on the spectrum of things, more on the new hotness toy thing versus the phone and device side of it. Gad's writing was just fine. Some of the descriptions were funny, and it was written in a way that I could believe this is Eve saying it, not someone writing and putting words in her mouth. And there was quite a bit of text in here, which kind of surprised me. I thought this book was going to be a lot lighter on the text and maybe be a rhyming one. But no, Gad went all out with a lot to say. And this is probably on the good side of things. I wasn't expecting it, but I did have fun reading this to my kids, and it did keep their attention for the whole slate. If you've got kids who are reading picture books but are ready to tackle a longer picture book, one with more words, but one that isn't dense, this might be a good way to go. There's a lot of text here, but it's not overwhelming. It's broken up. You know, a page like this that has a fair bit of text has pictures referring to multiple parts in the text. It's not a single picture with a paragraph of text. And so that balance might keep kids going through it, even when they're not used to reading quite this volume of text. I like the illustration style. Kissi's got some talent here. I like the illustrations of Eve. The PictureFace Lizzy looks funny with all the different accoutrements. And she gave a lot of personality to the different friends that Eve has, and that's great. There's some real diversity in their appearances. And yeah, I think it was a solid effort. It didn't quite hit the heights I'd hoped it would. I do hope Gad tries again, because if this was his first effort, I'd like to see what he manages in his second one. So I recommend it. Go borrow it from your public library. And like I said, definitely pair it with something like a New Hat if you want another similar take on the subject and not chasing trends that maybe lands a little more easily than this one does. Go borrow it from your public library. While I'm on that topic, if you use and appreciate the services offered by your public library, why not take just 1 minute and tell the powers that be exactly that? Tell your mayor, tell a council member, tell your MP or MLA that you use and appreciate the services offered by your public library. We're at a time where some public libraries are having trouble getting sustainable funding to continue improving the materials, programs, and services they offer. And a few good words in the right ears might make a world of difference. If by some chance you're a library staff member, don't forget, watching my videos counts as professional development time. With that, thank you for listening to Jacob Face Cowhat. By all means, please like, please subscribe, and please check back to see what else I have to talk about from the CowHat Library. Thank you. Bye now.